Yeah, we were testing my Zoom on her computer, and she looks down and goes, "Who is Dick Pinch?" And I said, "Oh yes, I've been doing Zoom porn on the side. That's what I do. I wake up at 2:00 in the morning and just
yours and my homage to Bill O'Reilly.
Dick Pinch, Clear Lake, Iowa. Bill.
Yes.
Bill just not quick on the uptake on letter writers.
He's not.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
There was more, wasn't there? Every week, someone would prank him with a letter, and he just
like Jack.
Right. Oh, Jack Mayhofer.
Yes.
Right.
Jack Mayhofer, Springfield, Massachusetts, says, O'Reilly, I see the new Fox definition of...
Okay.
Yes. Every time I tweet that out, someone's got to jump into my mentions and go, "Yeah, well, that person really exists, Bob." Like,
all right.
I said, I got to call in Jen Kirkman to handle my mentions.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jen, please.
Can I just tell you, you retweeted Jen Kirkman, and I had the most hilarious. I wonder if she might allow me to do this. I had the most hilarious text. We're having a Comedy Gal little party. And so I had the most hilarious text chain, and she sent me actual video of her falling into a pool. There was not alcohol involved, which is weird. But if I thought I was a bad dancer, she's going to help me feel better at this party because she was practicing her Pilates move with a friend doing an interpretive dance, and she fell into the pool, and she pulled up like a mic stand or something with her thinking it would steady her, and the mic stand hit her in the face. She has a black eye. So she sent me a picture of her with the black eye and pulling the mic stand into the pool on top of
and
her.
Then she jump out of the water and go, "Live from New York, it's Saturday night."
No, she didn't. I thought I was the biggest I fell into
Suddenly she's wrapped in Venetian blinds or something.
I fell into an orchestra pit in Philadelphia, sans alcohol.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I swear there was no alcohol. I just sort of thought that this would steady me." And I was like, "You were doing an interpretive dance with your friend?" And she's like, there was Pilates moves.
She's writhing around on the ground, wrapped up in a garden hose like Chevy Chase in Seems Like Old Times.
She might be. I was like, "You are a charming, delightful little mother, aren't you? Look at you. You are so quirky." Yeah. She's a quirky little mother. Okay.
Yes, I'm going to ask her about all of this on my show this afternoon.
Yes, I actually
she's on my interview show
specifically in my text, I'm like, "Can I tell Bob Cesca the story on the air tomorrow?" And she said yes. And she said that maybe she said we can post the video when she's on next. I'm just going to ask her if we can post it now because I literally said, "Is there video?" She's like, "Yes, here it is."
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were talking about when
I feel less spazzy.
Right.
She goes, "I fall all the time."
Well, I mean, one of her famous drunk history appearances, she ends up in a pool at the end of the night, fully clothed, of course.
That happens a lot. I was like,
yeah, it's like her shtick.
I was like, I'm so glad this didn't happen at my house. I told her I'm gonna strap you into a high chair. She goes, "Please rent it. I'll reimburse you." I said, "I'll just strap you to the swing set with a helmet." I don't want the liability. All right, so Bob, I was saying yesterday, an homage to Bob Cesca, that I focus so much on how hunky you are and funny and what a great interviewer. Also, your bits crack me up. There's some drug bit where you go, "Whisper all." Okay, is the name of a drug.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's all the drugs that the Duggars took in order to get through their family crisis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All of the
and the one
I listed all of the antidepressant, anti-anxiety medications. Every single one of them. And I threw in some made-up ones in there too. Yeah,
it's my favorite.
And
and also the Rand Paul toupee one. Now that he's back in the news.
Yeah.
What the actual F was he talking about yesterday? About he was concerned about birds on cocaine.
Yeah.
Seriously, quails?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not the Dan Quayle family.
I'm sure they were talking. Yeah, I'm sure they were talking about it on Joe Rogan or something like that. It's like, he's part of that whole universe of bro science and libertarianism. And,
oh my God, you were talking about this the week. Jeff Tiedrich said it must be exhausting to be a Republican, always have to remember which stupid bolt you're supposed to be whining about this week, right? It's always something that's not relevant to anyone's life, right? I mean, it's,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night, I think on Fox News, it had something to do with a park in Seattle.
Right.
They were screaming about a woke park in Seattle is the greatest outrage on Fox News right now in the current news cycle.
Okay.
So yeah, they're on top of things, right? And the important things.
Anyway, the toupee ad, where you have the different kinds of Rand Paul toupees, and one is tangled extension cords, and the other is.
Oh yeah.
What are the other ones?
Oh God! Oh my God! The
Pack of angry ferrets.
yeah, the cockeyed roadkill. I think that was one of them.
I think you admitted you might have been altered in some way when you wrote that bit, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. The rusty corkscrews.
Okay. All right. Okay, so here's where you retweeted the famously spazzy Jen Kirkman, who makes me look like a good dancer. That's the reason.
Yeah.
That's what friends are for. She said you can't be mad at Maggie Haberman for amplifying Trump if you don't understand that he is going to incite another coup attempt in August. You've learned nothing from January 6th. They told us they were going to do it, and they did. He's going to be riling up his Q army from now until indictment, and you just said yes. I mean, am I too panicky, Bob?
No, I think we need to take them seriously.
Absolutely.
First of all, they've done it once already, as you said. And so there's no other proof that we need that they're capable of doing these things. And it's not the first time August has slipped out. Mike Lindell has been talking about August for a couple of months now. So this has been on the table for some time. And to go to the Myanmar example, just symbolizes how stupid that entire red hat movement is, because I saw a thing on CNN where they had a bunch of people outside that Q convention where Mike Flynn was, and they were talking to them about overthrowing the government, and they were talking, we should do what Myanmar, they don't even know quite how to pronounce it.
We should do what them their people in Myanmar did.
Yeah, and I challenge any one of them to find Myanmar on a map, much less describe what actually happened in Myanmar, which is
it's right next to Abbottabad.
Horrible. Oh yeah.
No, it's not.
That's exactly right. Yeah, but I mean, what happened there was immensely tragic. I mean, it's a military coup.
Yeah.
After 10 years of small d democratic rule there, the rightfully elected leader of Myanmar was reelected last November. See if this sounds familiar. Reelected last November with 83% of the vote. And then in March, throughout that period of time, throughout the winter, while Donald Trump was screaming about a fraudulent election, so was the military in Myanmar. They were saying, oh, yes, this was a fraudulent election because the law there allows the military to declare a state of emergency. That's what they did. The military declared a state of emergency, arrested the leader of Myanmar, arrested the cabinet, and now they're being put on trial in some sort of secret military tribunal.
And Bob, right. People are calling this a slow-moving coup. I got news for you. It ain't that slow-moving. How many states, Travis, have these bills that these 100 scholars just said they don't meet the basics for democracy, these voter bills that they're doing, because it's not even voter suppression, Bob. It's that we can just throw it out if we don't like it. We can just say, no, we're no even evidence of fraud. We're just saying that, no, there was fraud and we're overturning this. I mean, it is terrifying.
Yeah, I would have so much more respect for them if they actually told the truth about their motivations, which is that, oh my God, we're getting demographic out of existence right now. That's the Republican panic button. That's what they feel as though the rising tide of an extremely liberal culture. I mean, say what you will about our politics here, but we have a very liberal culture in the United States, and that is starting to edge them out. The minority population in the United States is starting to edge them out. So what they're doing is they're pulling out all the stops. It is now, we can't win the argument. We can't win elections based on all things being fair. So what we have to do is overthrow the government and start shooting things.
Yeah,
that is the Republican solution. That is the red hat Donald Trump endorsed solution for how the Republican Party survives into the future. It's insane.
It goes right to your point on Twitter, Bob. You said Mitch McConnell blocked the 1-6 commission because it's, quote, a thing that occurred in the past. And you said, nope, it's still happening now. I mean,
and
everything that comes out, the Paul Gosar thing today, and every new thing that comes out, they know their members were complicit and involved. Of course, they don't want a commission to look into this, right? So they can scream, "Oh, the select committee is just a partisan witch hunt." It's not. Where how many more stories do we need, right? About between what Michael Flynn is saying, what Sidney Powell's saying. I mean. What do you call it? What do you call it? I love you call them dumb stupids. Hang on. What you said? Charles Johnson said, "I'm so sick of the Republicans pandering to the lowest common denominator. People are stupid enough to give them money that really think Donald Trump can be reinstated in August." You said that's kind of the centerpiece of everything awful right now. At some point, they discovered the racist, dumb, stupid demographic and are exploiting the hell out of it. I mean,
yeah. I don't know who the first person was to notice that, oh, well, we're being edged out in all the other ways that are normal to American politics. Let's go after this untapped, dumb, stupid demographic. And maybe it was Roger Ailes, maybe it was Lee Atwater, maybe it was someone in the Nixon, plumbers in the Nixon strategic inner circle. There's no real way to pinpoint one exact time in which that was pursued, but you have to look at Fox News as being kind of the centerpiece of that, where they made a conscious decision to say, we're going to appeal to those people, the Archie Bunkers of the world. Whereas for many decades, we kind of pointed and laughed at people like Archie Bunker. They were a punchline. Yeah. But Roger Ailes saw people like real life Archie Bunkers, and went, there's our demographic. There's our target. We need to appeal to those people. Yeah. And that gave rise, I think, to this lowest common denominator thing that Charles Johnson's talking about.
It's one thing is that Chris LeBoy is and has always been a cold-hearted bastard. But
of course. I mean,
most of us liberals, like, I do have some empathy for the dumb stupids that are, what I was saying, Bob, is yesterday was the anti-vaxxer sheriff's deputy dies of COVID. Today's story is right-wing evangelical anti-vaxxer is hospitalized on oxygen with COVID, and But I'm a liberal. I can't like that tweet. Like, oh, ha ha ha. It's. I want everyone to be safe, and I have a friend that's an anti-vaxxer. I want to rescue her. People have friends that were in QAnon that have rescued them. That's our liberal thing. Is I don't want to just go screw them, the idiots. But anyway.
Well, there's nothing wrong to continue to have some sort of sympathy for these people, but at the same time, they are absolutely lost. There is no amount of sympathy. There's no amount of reason or information that will turn them around. If they're attending Q conventions, the likelihood is they have gone bye-bye, and we are not going to be able to reach out to them in any way, shape, or form.
Well, let me be clear. There's a line between people that are dumb enough to give money to this and people that are dying or have died of COVID. It's hard for me to say about anybody. Oh, yay, haha, it's...
I think you're wasting your sympathy by trying to rescue these people. These people are lost. Yeah. And you're wasting your energy.
Well, how could I stay in this constantly panicky, overwrought state if I wasn't oversensitive to everything?
That's your normal state.
Bob, you said, for instance, the outrage about Kamala Harris saying "Have a nice weekend." First of all, it was Friday. Like she did, of course, she went to Arlington and she did a lot of commemorative tweets. But they were like, "Oh, I want to say anything about why it's a long weekend." Just, oh my God. You just said someone informed the exploding heads on Fox News, etc., that Kamala Harris has a well-established track record of posting commemorative Memorial Day tweets. Again, it was Friday. All she said is have a nice long weekend. Right?
Yeah. How dare she? Right. How dare she wish everyone a nice weekend, knowing that actually on the day of Memorial Day that she would be posting something that was appropriate for, Memorial Day.
Yes.
On Friday, it was just the holiday of being Friday. It's like that Daniel Craig meme where on SNL where he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend," and that was basically day.
Yeah.
And of course, they all freaked out, but that shows how they really don't have anything to latch onto. It's basically, let's attack Kamala Harris for being unpatriotic. These suckers and losers people are saying Kamala Harris is unpatriotic.
The guy who they worship said that troops are suckers and losers. Okay.
So all they have is that, and then they're calling Joe Biden President Sippy Cup. That is the remains of the Republican argument against the current administration.
Speaking of fake outrage, you had the best retort to the guy that says the new Disney Cruella movie's making him gay or something. You said, "I hate to break it to you, but if your childhood memories hinge upon the casting and a garish comedic backstory about Cruella de Vil, you might actually be gay. So happy Pride."
Yeah. He was all bent out of shape because there was a gay character in the Cruella backstory movie.
Yes.
That some people are watching, apparently.
Yes.
Oh, and
all right.
Why on earth would something like that just destroy your childhood?
Oh my God.
Are you that fragile?
Unbelievable.
But conversely, are you that desperate for a meme on Twitter?
Oh my God.
Say, oh my God, this Cruella movie, this children's movie has completely destroyed my existence.
All right. I need to calm down and take some Whisperall.
Whisperall.
All right. And then next, you have to quickly, what was your vaccinated maskless adventure? Did you?
Oh, I went to my mom's house with my brother and my stepsister, not my stepsister.
Oh, to visit all your original...
my sister-in-law.
To visit
I don't have a stepsister. I don't know why I said that.
Visit all your
my brother and my sister-in-law.
To visit all your original superhero toys.
Yeah, no.
Stephanie.
They
Not
don't
cool,
exist
Stephanie.
anymore.
I know he's
cool.
not a 40. He's 40-year-old virgin that, does Kimberly Johnson in the refrigerator. Okay, love you. See you next week, Bob.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right,
Love
bye-bye.
you. Yes.